Tom Studio order mechanical pencil and mini pen Lumos. Hi everybody, a super quick video. This is my art investment for the year, a gift to me for my birthday, and it is the Lumos Mini and mechanical pencil, which means I will now have everlasting pens with like everlasting nibs and a mechanical pencil that isn't going to keep breaking on me. And we're going to have a quick look. In this box you get tea from Tom Studio. That's where I purchased these things from. I don't know what that's going to taste like. And all of this information. And under here is all the packaging. It's so pretty. So this is the mechanical pencil in this packaging. Here we are. Just taking the lid off. And I chose blush pink. And it feels quite weighty. It is, I think, brass. It is quite, I'll have to get used to it, but it weights itself kind of down so that it makes it effortless for your drawing and sketching. I'm looking forward to testing this out. And I got a free ink sample. It's called a cheeky little ink sample, and it is in the red. You can just about see. And this is water-based, water-soluble, not permanent. In here are the kind of test tubey, empty little containers that you put your ink reservoirs in. But I really haven't opened everything yet. And this is mechanical leads, the 0.5 millimetre. These are the leads that came with it. And then we've got the mini Lumos here. This is what it looks like, the length, when the lid is taken off. I chose this pink with candy blue splatters and the candy blue lid that has got pink splatters. I thought it was very apt for me. I've still got to figure it out. In here, in the box, is that you unfold it all and it's a leaflet, an instruction leaflet. So I've still got to work out where I put everything. But this is the exciting Tom Studio box for Christmas and my birthday, and I can't wait to start exploring it all. I just discovered underneath the Lumos box, where the pen was, you lift out a little layer that said lift to remove, and inside you get the tips and a bottle of ink. So, again, that'll be water-soluble ink, and you've got a little plasticky thing, or rubber end, to pull the tips in and out. So I've got to explore if there's any reservoir in here already. I'm not sure. There's no tips at the minute, so we'll have a look at how this all works. Okay, I've got the Roja Klinger sketch ink, or Sketch It ink, in brown, and filling up the mini Lumos. So unscrewing. Now the instructions were not that clear for someone like me. There is a rubber end that's included, a tip for gripping. I've lost it already. It was so small and it fell and there was nowhere to store it. But this brass little end here, I've already put the tip in, but this brass end actually unscrews. I actually thought this end, but has a hole, a gap, is where you put the reservoir for refilling the ink, and it doesn't, they don't fit however much I tried. It was through trial and error, but I then saw that this brass bit unscrews, which is why the rubber tip was included. And you pull it all out like this, you see? That is then what you tip upside down and hold it in and watch the ink all shoot up and fill up the reservoir. It's completely filled up now. And then put that back in and screw it back up tight. Not too tight, but tight enough. Now, fingertips do get a little bit dirty, but can you see? The end is already filled with ink. I mean, that is amazing. And I'll just use this little post-it note here to test it. Look at that. It's already filled. Because I'm looking for... This was the felt tip end that I chose. And I needed the brown ink, but it's permanent for doing my scapigliatas. So that when I add water, it's not going to bleed all over the place. The ink included is water-based, which I also do use sometimes, but I much prefer this ink. And isn't this working just beautifully? The tips are great, and this size of pen was perfect for me. Perfect size. I did think, though, that there was going to be an end on here. But when you're using it, you put the cap there, so you're posting the cap, you see. So this is how the Lumos Mini looks, and I really like the colour, the pink and the splatters. It's not so shocking. On screen it looks brighter, but in my hand it's looking a much better shade of pink and the candy blue. It's very nice. So I'm going to enjoy using this very much for all of my artwork. And we just screw the cap back on. And it fits really nicely just into my Lockbee field journal. I'll put the lid back on my ink bottle so we don't spoil that. And the perfect thing is the extra reservoirs I purchased, because a reservoir comes with your order, but I ordered more because then I can get different inks, and I have purchased a bottle of black in this range so that I've got brown and black. And that's going to be it for the moment. Apart from showing you this lovely mechanical pencil, because it fits just down here. There's no clip on it. It's completely smooth. And from what I can gather, it's a weighted end to help when you're writing or sketching. You push the end and you get a little bit coming out. There's already lead in here. And I also gather that you can pull this out, and that's where you put more lead. And to get rid of this lead that you've got to like retract it, you push the button and then push on the lead to push it back in. And then you can pull this out, and that's when you would put your lead, I assume, straight into the pencil. Hopefully it's that easy. And there we have it. I am set for life. Ink and pencil.